Creativity for me means kind of just taking a simple idea and turning it into something much larger than it already is, you
Okay.
know? Like when I go to build a domino project, most of the time, if it's my own personal project, I will not plan it at all. I kind of just go with the flow and see where, I'll start with the simple domino line and then might maybe try to expand that to something more interesting. Like, oh, I could have that maybe curve around or take that to the next level. Maybe I could use different colors to make a pattern or maybe turn that into a 3D structure that curves. Every idea, every small thing kind of builds into a much, much more complex type of trick. And that's kind of how I approach it. And whenever I build, like, no two domino setups are going to be the same. Like, even if I try to build the same setup theoretically, there's always going to be a little difference, like where I place the domino. So, I try to not get bogged down in being like pushing myself too much that I'm to the point where I'm like, this isn't good enough. I kind of just have to build and then trust myself, and usually it ends up with
Okay,
something
so,
okay.
tell me, like, how, like, if you go through the process, you said that, just a small idea, then making it a bigger one. So tell me, like, how do you come up with the idea, or how do you come up with a concept? Like, it's like coming up with an idea or a concept, then making it bigger, bigger, bigger. So like,
Right. So I guess there's two different ways. The first way, I do have an ideas list where I like write down stuff. Like things in life just inspire me. Like
you write it
let's say,
anytime? You write it anytime, or it's like just
yeah,
particular time?
anytime. Like it's
Okay.
a little notepad that I have. Like when I see something, for example, this is like really random, but um, maybe like a chair. I'm just throwing out things.
Yeah.
The shape of a chair could inspire me because like there's four legs that go down, but then underneath there's just empty space. So how would I make a structure to support the four weights? Like something like that. Just like the inherent shape of objects lends itself to different types of domino tricks. Like maybe that would be really good for a 3D structure rather than a 2D structure. Or, other images, like if it's a very complex logo, that would probably be better for a flatter domino field, which is like rows of domino lines where you can change the color to make an image, rather than a more complex 3D structure, which will be more pixelated. So yeah, I guess like when I have that ideas list, I try to find what is the best way to turn that into dominoes, because there's a million different types of tricks of how to build it. I could even try to freehand it by tracing, or not tracing, but recreating the shape almost as if I were drawing with dominoes in a domino line. But when I'm doing a more freeform project and I'm just starting from nowhere, all there is a line, I'll just start with one basic trick. How about a cube? Okay, that's great. I build a cube, and then I think, what's better than a cube? Multiple cubes. Let's do 3 different cubes. Maybe I can put it in a line. Maybe I can make like a diamond pattern with all of these cubes, change the colors, change the size, change the pattern for toppling. Maybe they all fall at the same time from different sides of it. Or maybe it's like one after the next, after the next. Like there's just so many possibilities with dominoes. Like I just kind of think of what is possible, and then I narrow down to what I think is the coolest project.